Good morning, YouTube. So, today's video is my end of the year reflections video. Yeah, I woke up like this. It's okay though, right? So, let's get right into the video. So, 2018 reflections. This year has been the year of L's, I want to say. And not so much as the year of L's, as in losing, but the year of the word letting go, which could be perceived as some losses, because when you let some things go, you feel like you're losing something, or, you're going to be without. And this year, I had to let go of a lot of my hangups, a lot of other people's opinions, and I had to let go of the previous years. Every year you be like, oh, it's a new year. I'm not going to deal with this. I'm not going to deal with that. But to be honest with you, 2018, I still brought in 2017 stuff, 2016, 15, 14, 13, 11. I mean, I still have things from 2006, 8. You know what I mean? And I mean that literally. Like, I told you, I've been trying to declutter my house and clean up and get rid of some stuff. I got things that I just got to get rid of. I'm telling you, I had old bills. You have old paperwork. You just got old things from forever. I even had to clean out my cabinet, and I had old canned goods from forever. You see what I'm saying? And so, just like those physical things, I had brought some memories and just a lot of hurt and disappointment and he say she say stuff. I mean, if I just be honest, and also, 2018 bought new haters, of course, along with the old haters, but that's the thing, because I continue to bring them with me. And in 2018, as I'm working on myself, trying to figure me out, and dealing with self, and learning the word trust and lean. Trusting and leaning is and the big word trust has been like it's a big thing that I struggle with as well. I have trust issues. And not just trusting other people, but trusting myself, trusting myself if I'm making the right decisions, trusting myself if I'm doing this right, or saying this right, or is this the right feeling, just all that stuff. And most of all, like, really trusting and leaning on God, for everything. The word tells you to, with everything, take it to the Lord in prayer. And this year I've had to let go of picking up the phone and calling a friend, I had to learn to truly pick up the phone of pray, my prayer line, get on that phone and start talking to God about things. And trusting and leaning on my husband more than I ever have. And leaning on my mom, and my sister, and this year I've had 4 friends. Not to say that all of the other people in my life aren't important, or not still a part of my life, but this year my circle has been very, very small. I've gotten these 4 people has been in my life, but 2 of them I've been been getting closer every year. And then two of them, they've been in my life, but we just got super close over this year alone. And I'm just learning so much about me and other people too, but about my expectations of people and how, I got to let some of those go. Let some of that expectation go, because we all are human and we all fall short, and we all, you know, will make mistakes and do things wrong. This year, it was a year of realizing that I have to allow my kids to make mistakes. And being okay with them making mistakes, because that's how they learn. And that I put a lot of pressure on both of them. My oldest, I probably put more pressure on him to be great. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I put pressure. I want him to be perfect. I want him to be just the best man ever. I want him to get everything right now. I don't leave him room to make mistakes, because I hold on to what people think, what people are going to say about my parenting, you know, trying to prove people wrong. People always put their mouth on other people's kids, and I'm guilty of that as well. Maybe not as bad, but I still do it. And my kid is not exempt from making mistakes. My kid is not exempt from getting into things. And I have to allow that. He's becoming a grown man, and I don't want him to bump his head, but he's going to have some bumps and bruises. And there's some bumps and bruises that I'm not going to be able to fix. There's some things I'm just not going to be able to take care of, that it's needed for his character building, And there's some bumps that comes on his road that I'm not going to be able to carry him over or stop him from hitting. And the same for my daughter, And I'm always worrying what everybody got to say about me. Always worrying. And I just can't keep living my life like that. Because I'm not living. God came to give us life. Well, Jesus came to give us life, an abundant life. And I've not been living that abundant life. I've not been living life to the fullest, And so I know I talk about isolating and all of that, but some isolation is good isolation, I had to get to myself. I had to get to a place where all I can hear is God. Only God, nobody else. And I tell you, it has been real rejuvenating and healing. Doing that, God is healing and mending relationships in my life that I have wrote off due to disagreements, just a lot of things. And some on my part, some on their part. And it's easy to see what everybody else is doing to you, but you don't see what you're doing to them, And this year I realized that I've got to be a better wife to my husband. I'm not saying I'm terrible, but I'm not good either. And, I always look at someone else's grass and say, oh, you know how you look at the grass like the grass is greener on the other side. You always think that. But I do. I look at other people's grass, I look at my neighbor's grass. Oh God, that grass is so nice. That is so, gosh, I want that. Shoot. So instead of wanting what everybody else got, accept what I have and accept the grass that God has given me to nurture, to water. So that's what I have to do. I have to start taking care of my own grass, putting God fertilizer on it, the letting his word water and grow. I've got to put his weed killer on there to kill off the weeds. So that's what this year's been about, letting go and accepting all that God has given me, and stop looking to the right or to the left and just look what's in front of me. I have a good husband, and I'm thinking he should measure up to what I used to have. What I used to have don't measure up to who he is and how he is. And so I've got to let that go. I've got to be in the now, the right now. He is my forever now. You know what I mean? He's my constant. And that's what I have a friend that I say, and I want to shout her out right now. Her name is Sean, and she know who she is. I say that all the time. She's my constant because she never changes up on me. My husband never changes up. As mean as I am and as reckless as my mouth can be, and as much attitude and all the stuff that I give him, he takes it and he never changes up his love for me and how he treats me and cares for us and provides for us. I can't say that I do the same, and I'm just so reflecting on that is just, I have to do better. I have to do better in my relationships. I have to do better with my parenting and how I allow room for my son and my daughter to make mistakes and to grow from them, and let them know, like, even in their mistakes, I'm going to be there to help them and to help build them up and not tear them down, because the world do enough of that, and they will do it. The world will do enough of that. And they have other people outside of my home and our family that do enough of that, speak ill and put things on them and say what they are, what they can't be. I had that done to me. And I think that's what I want to prove everybody wrong. I'm always trying to prove something. I don't have to prove nothing to nobody but God, because he is the one that placed things in me. So I cannot control people's opinions as much as I want to, as much as I want them to, argue with them and say that's not me or that's not my child. Don't you be talking about, they gonna do it anyway, whether my child's doing good, whether he's doing bad, whatever, whether he's successful, whether he's not, if my daughter is or not, they gonna say and do what they want to. They gonna say and think what they want to about me and mine. And I have to be careful how I treat people and what I'm saying about other people and theirs. I can only control my actions and my thoughts. And, I'm learning how not to react. That has been a real thing for me this year, is just let people say what they want. Let them feel how they want and don't react. I don't have to fight with my hands anymore. I don't even have to fight with my words anymore. I've learned the word, what Exodus 14:14 is God will fight my battles. I just got to be still. And not only do I have to be still, I have to shut my mouth. I have to be quiet sometimes, even when I want to say something. I don't have to have the last word. I don't have to give explanations. So, I guess in conclusion is I'm letting go of all of that. Any thing that is not positive, it's dead to me. It's done. It stays here. I mean, all of the disappointments and all of the bad decisions that I've made in the past is the past. And I've got to look to the future. I cannot continue to live in the past. Letting the past go and moving forward and living in my here and now. I've been living back there for too long. For too long. And loving my kids where they're at, loving them through whatever issues and problems they go through, loving my husband. You know, my husband's family, I had to watch him take care of his mom while she had cancer and help him. And I truly don't. I thought that my family was messed up. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought, oh, my family. But one thing is for sure. When we go through something, we rally around each other. My husband had no one. When I tell you no one came to help him with his mama, no one come, none of his family. They didn't even show up for her burial. Like, it was, all he had was me, my mom, my uncle, my sister, my kids, my nieces and nephew. That's all he had. And his family is people that can run and ask him for everything. Do you hear me? Can I borrow this? Can you pay this? Can you pay my rent? I'm out. And no one showed up. No one showed up for him. And I dare me be the only thing that he has, and I treat him like crap at times. And now he don't have nowhere he can go whenever I get on his nerves. Yeah, he can go outside into the car, but he can't go to his mama's house and just get a breather. Just get away. And so I'm just learning to appreciate stuff that we take for granted. Appreciate my mama, like, for who she is and what she brings to the table. God has healed our relationship so much. My sister, Shelly, our relationship is we're closer than we've ever been, and, we were a family that, when I tell you we fought, and I ain't talking about just with words, with hands, we fought each other. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? But seeing God's healing power when you just let go and let God, that's real. That is so real. Christmas Eve, I was saying that at church, and we found out that, my mom had cancer in her right lung, and they removed it. Well, we found out that she might have a spot on her left lung. Now, mind you, my mom only has one lung, and we're going to deal with whatever God brings to us, and we just got to trust that he is going to have his way, whether it's on this side or the other side. He's going to do whatever, like if he did it before, he will do it again. But I'm going to love on her while she's here. I'm going to cherish what we have, and stop wishing that I had a different, if my mama was like this, no, my mama is who she is. And there's so many people that don't have their mama right now that they wish that they did. They wish that they could make amends. And I can live a good life right now with her right now. And so that's my end of the year reflections, is just accepting what God has given me, because he knows best. And if I continue to say, "Ooh, I don't like this," I'm telling him that you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're doing. And he does. His plan is a perfect plan for my life. Mine ain't, honey. Because it ain't been doing too. When I try to do things on my own, I make a mess of everything. So 2019, I know it's cliche these days, but I'm going to live my best life. I'm going to live a life of abundance. I'm going to live a life of favor that God has given me, a life of power, a life of victory. I'm going to live a life full of love, expectancy, not expectation, but a life of expectancy of what is of the great things that God has for me. And yes, there are going to be some storms come, honey. There's going to be some rain. But honey, I thank you for the umbrella of Christ that he gives to cover me and mine. And I just pray that you all do the same, and that you let this year be the year of your best life. And let us all just be great together, and it's going to be a lot of prayer, and a lot of being intentional. There was something on Facebook like, what is the your word, give your word, or something like that in 2019. But I have several words, because 2019 is going to be a year of focus for me. It's going to be a year of discipline. It's going to be a year of simplicity, simplifying my life, and stressing less, and praying more. Yeah. So I appreciate you guys that has already subscribed to my channel, that watches my vlogs whenever I post. And those that are new to my channel, won't you just hit the subscribe button so that you'll be notified every time I make a post. And this channel is about open conversations, having open conversations. Come on, guys, let's have conversations in the comments down below. So once you like, comment, and subscribe, and remember that transparency frees self and others. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. And I hope everyone is having a happy new year. By the time that this goes up, we've probably been in the new year a few days. And I appreciate you all, and you all enjoy your day.